Realistic Raw Food Mom here again. I am making tacos today. Yeah, tacos. So when we gave up tacos, as we gave up meat, I read that I had hypothyroidism, and I read that, you know, excess animal protein can be really hard on your thyroid. I literally went vegan the next day, and then raw vegan shortly after that. Went vegan the next day and completely got rid of my thyroid meds. I actually went hyperthyroid on meds, which was just not fun. Highly don't recommend it. But anyway, so we're making tacos. This tacos is something that I really, really missed. But raw vegan tacos, honestly, these tacos are better than anything. So I make the shell in the dehydrator, and that's what I'll be doing right now. And then I have my Excalibur dehydrator here. And all I do is I put my blender on here, go ahead and plug it in, grab a pair of scissors. I have 3 bags of organic sweet corn. That works really, really, really well. Frozen. Yeah, it was. In a bag. Yeah, it's frozen in a bag. Thank you, Luke. And I just cut them open and stick. You can only fit like 1.5 on here at a time, because if you go any more than that, it overloads the blender. But like I said before, if you have a Vitamix, you could probably, you know, get away without it. I go ahead and I just fill it halfway, or probably like all the way up to the max there. And then you just fill it up with water to the top of the corn.
I want water.
You want water? No, not that one, baby.
All the way up to the top and bring it up.
Yeah. We're going to turn the water off and try to find Addison some water. Here we go, Ads. Here you go, Ads.
Oh,
Addie.
there.
So what I do is I make these first thing in the morning, and then we go about our day and do our stuff and hang out and play and yada yada. And then, okay, now we have it in our blender. Our blender's all loaded up. And I always add, like, I don't know, half a teaspoon of salt in there, or a teaspoon. It depends on how salty you like them. We like them a little bit more salty because we're coming off of some crazy, gross food that we used to eat. So, we like it a little bit more salty. So, I go ahead and I blend this up. Okay, now that we have it all blended up and in our bowl, we're going to go ahead and blend up our flaxseed. So what I do is I put it in here, I just fill it up to the max, and I do that several times because I need the whole bag, or the half a bag rather. So I go ahead and blend it up in here. You can do fine and 12. And you just kind of shake it so that like all of it gets ground up. And then you just go ahead and dump it on top of the corn that you ground up. And you're going to do that a few times until all of your flaxseed, the half a bag, is ground up in here. And you can add more spices once it's in here. But we'll be right back and I'll show you that, okay? Thanks. So once it's all ground up and in your bowl, you'll have a big mountain. You want to see that?
Can I see?
You can see.
Whoa.
Once it's all ground up and in the bowl, you'll have a big mountain of flaxseed on top. And I always start with a fork and go ahead and blend it all in, because the fork tends to blend it a little bit better than the spatula. Because then I'll use the spatula after to actually make the taco shells on the dehydrator sheets. But I blend it all in, and if I feel like it's a little too soupy, I will add a little bit more flaxseed. If I feel like it's a little too dry, then you add a little bit of water. It really just depends, but you kind of want it the consistency that's a little soupy, probably a little bit thicker than that would be good. But I'm gonna blend it up here a little bit more with my fork and get it all mixed in, because sometimes it just takes a second to really get blended in. now that we have the batter, the consistency that we want it to be, I went ahead and I made a few tortilla shells. So all you have to do is take like 2 to 3 spoonfuls and put them on the dehydrator sheet, and then flatten them out like that. And then you put them in the dehydrator, and in a few hours you come back. Once they're crusty on top and they peel off really easy, you just flip the whole thing and peel them off and stick them back in the dehydrator until they're crusty. And then they are delicious. I will show you the nacho cheese sauce next and what we use for toppings. I mean, we don't actually make like a taco meat per se. I mean, you can, and there's a lot of videos out there to like show you how to do that. But that's like another step. That I'm a mom and I don't want that many steps. So this is enough for me. We do this and the nacho cheese sauce, and then we add like tomatoes and avocado and lettuce. And it's delicious. It's absolutely delicious.
Tomatoes.
So, yeah, he likes the tomatoes. It's really just a preference thing. So anyway, we will be back to show you how to flip them. See you later.
See you later. Bye-bye.
So now that these are dehydrated for around 5 hours-ish, something like that, you gotta just wait until the tops are hard. So they're hard to the touch, but they're still squishy kind of, like they're just not sticky. Okay, and then you go ahead and you put this other dehydrator sheet on top of this dehydrator sheet with the tacos on it. You flip it, and then you pull the original dehydrator tray off, and then you pull this off. And you always want to pull from the corner, because if you don't, it kind of gets, like, see, this one's getting kind of stuck. You want to make sure you pull off as little as possible of the actual taco. Like that. There you go. And now they're sticky on top. You're gonna put them back in the dehydrator for another like hour to 2 hours, depending on how crunchy you like it. I like mine to be still flexible and kind of soft, but not like squishy. So I'll put them in for another hour-ish while I make the cheese, and then I'll let the cheese set for a little while and get the flavors to kind of mingle. And then we make tacos. So now that we have the taco shells in the dehydrator that are flipped and ready to go, I make up the nacho cheese sauce, which is super delicious. So I soaked these. I started soaking these last night. They're just, I think it's like a cup, like 2 cups of Brazil nuts, nutritional yeast, sun-dried tomatoes, apple cider vinegar, a half a scoop of the Pyridine protein powder, and then some Himalayan salt. It's pretty simple. It's very easy to, well, I just want to make sure you guys can see all my ingredients here without chopping my head off. There we go. So it's pretty easy to do, and you just drain the water off the nuts. You want to make sure that your nuts are soaked overnight so that they're easier for you to digest. So you're really getting the protein and the fats out of it. That's where a lot of people go wrong on the raw vegan, is that they want to do a lot of nuts and seeds, but they don't soak and sprout them and actually activate them. I sometimes actually put probiotics in this cheese too. It's absolutely delicious, but I actually don't have any right now, so I'm just doing it without, which is fine too, because I've soaked these overnight and they're activated and whatnot. So their enzymes are activated and ready to help your body digest them better. So we're just gonna put those in there. It's probably, I'm terrible at like the whole measuring thing, so probably like, yeah, half a cup of nutritional yeast, something like that. And then we have a whole bag of, so like a cup and a half of some dried tomatoes that are all chopped up. Some sea salt, so probably half a teaspoon of sea salt. And I usually just do a cap or two full of apple cider vinegar. Kind of went over there a little bit, but that's okay. Not a big deal. Hey, buddy, what's up?
I made a bowl.
Oh, okay. Go potty. And then we have the Pyridime powder, which is about half a cup of that in there to give it some extra protein. If you're meaty, feeling like you need a little bit extra. Okay, so we have everything in the blender. All you have to do is add about 2 cups of water. You may have to add a little bit more depending on if the nuts and everything blend up all the way. So if they're not blending, or if they're making your blender make really awful noises, then you have to add more water. So the most important ingredient.
That.
Cumin. We need I do a ton of cumin because I want it to be super taco-y. So I do I don't even know, 2 tablespoons, 3 tablespoons, probably 3 tablespoons of cumin powder. And it is delicious. The more cumin, the better in my opinion.
So
We'll add the rest of the water in there.
Water? You need to make it easier?
Okay, let's see.
Can I see?
I think it's good. Okay. So if you want more cumin or less, or cayenne pepper or anything like that, I don't make it super spicy.
Oh, like that.
That's nutritional yeast. They don't want to add that much more nutritional yeast. You can if you want it a little bit more cheesy, or if you really want it a little bit more. It's really fun to just play with it. But yeah, that's the basic recipe. And then what you do with this is I just put it into a container, leave it until dinner time, and then we spread it on the tacos. And
like I do. I just spread it with a spoon.
Yep, you spread it with a spoon, and then we put the rest of the stuff on.
Or fork.
Or fork. And yeah, we have tacos. So I'll see you later.
Hello. Hello. Why is he for a little Benty? Look at my teeth.
Okay, now our tacos are done. They just got out of the dehydrator, and they're still soft and pliable, and they don't break, which is really cool. So what I do is I go ahead and take the taco sauce.
I like this off.
Put it on here like so.
Spread
it out. And then you take avocado, tomato. This isn't yours, Dad. Tomato.
That's mine.
Hold on, Ed.
That's mine.
Hold on, Ed.
Oh, let's figure it out.
Some greens.
We'll do.
And you fold it up. Like so. And eat it. It's amazing. See? Look it up. Yeah. It's legit.
We'll get a hole. Let me take a bite.
Here you go, Luke. Let me taste tester. Come out in front of the camera so everyone can see you. Nope. People can't see you.
Okay, Mike.
Okay.
I'll put mine on.
And that's that. Happy taco making. If you want to add other toppings, like, definitely go ahead and get crazy with it. Get creative. It is fun.
And
fun.
do
God.
Thank you, God, for this wonderful meal. And please bless it and nourish us. And amen. You have to thank God until you eat it. Okay? So watch this.
How is it, guys? Good? Good?
Actually, you
Addie,
can
how's
eat
yours? Try yours, Ads. Did you thank God? Did you thank God?
Thank you, God. Thank you, God, for this wonderful meal.